What's up? I'm Patrick and welcome to ISW Reacts. Today I'm reacting to Billie Eilish, No Time to Die. This was requested by Rosa. Thank you so much for all of your support. I really appreciate it. She said that this is by Billie Eilish and features her brother Phineas at the piano and also Hans Zimmer. I'm really excited for this today because I've never reacted to Billie Eilish and I've never heard this song. I've actually not heard that much by Billie Eilish in general. I think the songs I've listened to by her, you could count them on one hand. If I try to remember, of course, when she came out with Bad Guy, I've heard that. And I think there's Something with a Crown, I think, was a song by her. And that Barbie song I've heard too, I think. But other than that, I don't think I've consciously listened to more by her. I've also heard one song by her brother, Phineas. At least I think that's him. I think that's called Break My Heart Again or something like that. And of course, I've heard a little bit of Hans Zimmer's work as well. But that lineup sounds very exciting to me and I'm really looking forward to checking this out. If you want to be like Rosa and support me and my channel, you can request a song on my Buy Me a Coffee page, or you can check out my Patreon where you can find some exclusive content and also some other things. The links are in the description if you're interested. Thank you very much. Before we start, please also leave a like, consider subscribing, and now let's just get into it.
I should have known I'd leave alone. Just goes to show that the blood you bleed is just the blood you owe. But I saw you there, too much to bear. You were my life, but life is far away from fair. Was I stupid to love you? Was I reckless to help?
Very atmospheric.
To everybody else that I'd fall. You were never on my side. Fool me once, fool me twice. Higher than paradise. Now you'll never see me cry. There's just no time to die.
Nice.
I let it burn. You're no longer my concern. Faces from my past return. Another
It's kind of tense, but also kind of beautiful. Wow. Wow. Very cool. This had such a cool atmosphere. Was kind of dark, but very cinematic and dramatic, with some tension, but also with this pop accessibility through her voice. I don't know, it's kind of mysterious, maybe a little haunting, but definitely also with some beauty in it, and of course some epic sections. I like how the song gradually builds, but pretty slowly, with this very calm beginning with a light piano and her extremely soft delivery. It's pretty breathy and giving an intimate and fragile feeling, especially in the beginning. And I think it's also interesting that she then never really builds into like complete belting or something. Of course, there are parts that are a little more climactic. She also has this one longer note that's also very impressive and very on point. But overall, she kind of stays in this delivery. She has a lot of control in that range, and still she manages with this restrained delivery to create emotions and I don't know, create this quietly intense mood. And I think this, I don't know, can you call it understatement and control, rather than pure power, is also one aspect that creates this tension that I've talked about. And of course, she also just has a beautiful tone of her voice. Her voice has a great color. Like I said, she has a lot of control and knows how to use it to create certain atmospheres. I think there were some very beautiful melodies. I liked how she switched into this falsetto sometimes. And there were a few times where her brother harmonized with her, so a little bit of a duet feeling, with a male and a female vocalist at the same time. I think those parts, or those harmonies, lifted those parts up as well. And obviously all that worked really well with the overall arrangement, the orchestral instrumentation, the cinematic swells, the overall ambient textures with, like I said, gradual build-ups and expansions. There were also just some very, very cool orchestral themes, but everything also not in a too over-the-top way, if you know what I mean. Like this cinematic or epic sound can also be like very huge, and that wouldn't fit the atmosphere here, and that would overpower everything. And the way this is arranged, and even the orchestra focusing on this suspense and on the emotions rather than pure intensity and power, fits very well to the vocal delivery. I just looked up the lyrics again because I always like to just read them one time after listening to the song like fully. And if I understand it correctly, this song seems to be the theme song of a James Bond movie, which definitely makes sense atmosphere-wise, and also like the overall sound. I think that fits perfectly. Then I have not seen that movie. I've actually not seen that many James Bond movies overall. I've not seen the older ones, and I think the last one I saw was probably Quantum of Solace, or I don't know if I saw Skyfall. Was that after that? I don't know. I don't really remember. I remember seeing Casino Royale, but I think I've seen something after that. But nevertheless, I have not seen this one, so I also don't know if the lyrics connect with the story in any way. Please let me know. Spoiler free, or include spoilers. I don't know if I'll ever see it, or maybe you've seen it and you can tell me, is it worth watching? I don't know. But the theme of the lyrics in general, I would say, are some kind of betrayal in a relationship and the following heartbreak and pain. I think it's also talking about moving on from that, while maybe still being a little unsure or reflecting on this betrayal. For example, with this contrast of death and paradise, probably talking about the partner that on the one hand can be so desirable and good and positive, but on the other hand, death. I think there's not a clearer image of something bad and destructive. So this contrast maybe shows this inner conflict. But like I said, I don't know if that has any connection to the story of the movie or to the characters in there, or if this was a standalone song that they just took and that fitted so well. I can't imagine that, because the sound is so fitting for a James Bond movie. But maybe they included their own lyrics. I don't know. Please just let me know in the comments and explain it, because I'm confused and I'm just making wild assumptions that don't make any sense. But I enjoyed the song a lot. I think the atmosphere is very great. It's kind of dark. It's cinematic and dramatic, but also with an emotional edge, with what I think is a very unique way of delivering a song. She sings in such a soft, restrained way that it also adds to the tension, but at the same time feels intimate and feels close, while maintaining a lot of control over her voice throughout the whole song. The arrangement is great, with the mix of the piano and the orchestral elements, and also the electric guitar that doesn't do a lot of stuff, but what it does in the parts where there's more focus on it is a great addition as well. And I think it's maybe also another great point the song creates, the contrast between this sometimes almost whispery softness of her voice and then this more grand sound of the orchestra. And I think that overall, just creates a very unique sound, a great soundscape. And having learned that it seems to be featured in a James Bond movie makes a lot of sense, atmosphere-wise. This was amazing. Please let me know what other songs by her I should check out, or if you have any other artists you would like me to react to, please also let me know. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like, consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.